Hi, everybody. Hi, Rosemarie. Good to be with you
Hi.
again. Sorry we're late. Had a little bit of a situation, but it's good. And I was just amazed seeing the size. Show them the size of that book. I
Yeah,
don't
okay,
think
here's the,
anybody realized how big that book
look,
is.
here, I'm gonna put it in front of my face.
Yeah, it's huge. Yeah, a little bit over to towards the towards the printer.
Good to be with you
Hi.
again.
Uh
Sorry we're late.
oh. Is that me with that? Or okay, got it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's huge, and it's she was telling us a little bit about this. So these are the letters from the killer who doesn't think he really did anything wrong just one time, right? Something just did
Here,
something
here,
one.
see this book is about 6 pounds.
Wow,
It has
it's huge. I had no idea it was that big.
836 pages.
Yeah.
And in it, like I was starting to show some of the letters,
Right.
and there are 325 letters written by the killer, okay, to a pen pal. And
Oh.
pen pal, here are the letters, look.
Oh
See?
wow.
This is really, really real.
Right.
This is a 34-year period that they were written. 34-year period. And I parallel my life to them. But first I summarize and I comment on almost every letter, and then I parallel
Right.
my life. So you have here like a true crime, but also it's a certain type of memoir.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not like a memoir like has every little thing about every little feeling, that kind of thing.
Right.
It's like I'm paralleling to this. So it's very it doesn't absorb your mind in those kind of details, but it has a lot of emotion to it. Here, see?
I
Look
see.
at that. Look at that.
It's crazy. So this is what now this pen pal approached the killer, started to write to the killer.
Yes, yeah. The priest at the church, at the Catholic Church,
Right.
said, that's what started it, and
Mhm.
she, because that's what we think.
Can I ask you, was it a man he was writing to or a woman?
No, a lady.
A lady, okay.
Yeah, a woman. And it was her son that brought me these letters in 2008.
Oh,
and
wow.
that was one of our yard sales.
Wow, 2008, so yeah, 14 years ago, yeah.
Yeah, it's like 15 years ago. And then what happened was this son saw them when he was cleaning up his mom's house, because the mom had died from disease.
Oh, okay.
See? And he didn't know that these letters were ever written. He knew nothing about it.
Mm-hmm.
And he decided, because he knew at that time we were fighting to keep Joan's killer in prison.
Right.
See? He got life, but life meant 14 years, and then he's eligible for parole after that. So that's why there were lots of times he was coming eligible for parole.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Now, if we didn't have these letters, this perpetrator, this very evil person, would have been on the streets.
Right.
And he's not only a pedophile person, he also has the mind of a serial killer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
And this person, when he wrote his letters like this, right?
Right.
His letters, looking for things here. What he would do is he writes the letters, and if you didn't know that he had killed my daughter Joan, right?
Right.
You would not know from these letters
That he did
had
anything
killed him.
that violent, yeah.
It's that clear that it's just not there in his head.
Mm-hmm.
Like how he could just like make it disappear. How
Right.
he could
He'd disassociate completely from what he did, yeah, right? Yeah.
But here's a case of completely. We hear about it, right?
Mm-hmm.
But he knows inside, because he was not insane. he knows right from wrong.
Right.
But I, like, just, see, this is what evil is. What evil is that you can make it, like, almost go away. And then what you do.
Like I just said to you, like Chris Watts, even like Binky said, he said, I hope people don't judge me on this one thing. Like it was just one thing. Like I'm really a good person. Otherwise, it was just one thing.
Yeah, well, that's what his mother was saying, and he was saying, this is something, it was a one-time thing, okay? And, you know what, he was getting visits from priests. He was getting visits and so forth. And meanwhile, I'm by myself, and no one is visiting me.
Right, yeah.
At the time he was getting the visits from the priest, I was getting nothing.
Wow.
So I had to find a way how to, I just want to show you too. Yes, look at the card.
Wow.
Look at the card. They would send each other cards. He would get cards.
Was there a romantic aspect to their?
Even the Easter card.
Was there any kind of a romantic aspect to their letters?
No.
No.
No, but it was friendly. It was getting friendly. And I think that was like almost, he had a way of like concealing anything. Because here it was, two very needy people.
Right, yeah.
Two people that are very, as bad as you can get her, doing that. And you will find things out about her, too.
Did she live in New Jersey?
Yes.
Okay.
Bergenfield. Not that far from where I live.
I see.
Cresskill.
Thank you, Snow Remover.
Now, what got me is when I saw cards. Like, the card, sending Easter card and the Easter card. They're both, we just make, like, that's not there.
Well, and it's a sad thing because it,
he could do any, point is, like, I could do whatever I want. I'm always right. I really, really look at this, where I am like this. This is not fair. It's always that kind of thinking.
Right.
That you see that in the background. And meanwhile, that's what you do and his evil is so terrible. Like the worst you can get, just like these people that are, like torturing people over there, and little children and the mothers and everything. This is so evil that he can do anything, and he is like right, and it's very unjust what he has.
Right.
And when it refers to me, I'm RD, and he liked it when he saw I wasn't getting support from my family, but he figured it out because he was intelligent. He was an intelligent man. He was like he was. If you had Gifted Child Society today, he would have been in that. Okay. I don't know if it was at his time. And, we do have Gifted Child Society. But he said, well, I see in the papers, because that's where he got his stuff, that, look at that. She, there's not a daughter there, or a husband. Oh, I wondered that because maybe she was spending too much money on trying to, see where I hid the money from them.
Oh yeah, they're manipulators, master manipulators. Yeah,
and he loved it. He loved it. He loved that. So he liked anything, and because I was the one, he didn't expect.
Right.
He didn't expect that Joan and I would be doing this.
Absolutely.
Joan working with mommy.
Right.
And and he didn't expect that. And then meanwhile he goes, look at that. And then a woman too.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
Like a woman. And here's a lot of pictures. See pictures. There's like 43 of them.
Right.
And it starts like when, like when I was a little girl. And then there's a few of me. then we go into, you see my children, you know, as they were growing up, you know, you see my grandmother. Here's my grandmother. Look at that. She was my role model.
Oh, in the blue is your grandmother?
Here she is, like right there.
Over there. Oh, on that side. Okay.
My
Oh, I
Nonna.
see.
That's Nonna. There's
No,
Nonna.
okay, yeah, on that side. But
Here. And here in the blue, that one, this one here, that's one is with all the family. That's even there. Frank is in
the
that.
book is so heavy that
And the children are 2,
right.
and 4, 3 and 4, because I had 2, 3, and 4. They were 3 children, very close.
Very nice.
And then I made that outfit. I made that outfit, and I made the little blue outfit. The children at one of the girls are going.
Yeah, sweet.
Yeah, but that was my end of sewing. You know, I don't know. I just had to see if I liked it. And then, no, I'd rather do plants and be outdoors and have a party, you know, and dancing. And here, see, here. This is her book. Here, see that? And that says, I hate you, math.
I hate you, math.
Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
That was her. That was her. She, you know, she was right there. Yeah. And then you could go on with that. And then there are the significant letters. Now, the significant letters are about 66 of them. And what I do with those is, you want to find the 60 letters? What I do with those is, for instance, there was one when I confronted the killer. So that one is a significant letter.
Yeah.
And I parallel to one of his letters. Then there was another significant letter. This is going, like when I go into forgiveness. Because I never wanted to work with hate. You know?
Right.
I never wanted to work with hate. But you'll see, you have to read the whole book.
I will. I'm going to get the book, and you're going to sign it. And Rosemarie will sign the book for anybody. She'll autograph anybody's book, right? You go to jonesjoy.org, the website, and it comes down here with Nightbot, drops the link. And then you can order the book, and you'll get it autographed.
Yeah, you know, whatever way. And then if you're close by, you can come pick it up. You know, you can pick it up. And then save $10 of postage. But you know what I'm saying is that the way I talk about hate, the way I talk about revenge, the way I talk about forgiveness, it's not something I'll just say to you, oh, Carolyn, you know, I don't hate. Oh, this is, you know, boom, clear like this, like, you know, you're this person, I don't know where, you know, perfect person. You'll see, it goes through practical ways. And even with the forgiveness, I never liked it when, like, you say you're not sincere about it, you just say it, I'm sorry, and you know you're not sincere.
Right, yeah.
You know, no, I don't think that way. But you'll see, it's like, because you know what, everybody, that's why there's so much problems in this world, because you see, this book, you know, starts with Joan, starts with me, but it's really universal, because each one, as you read this book, you will get something out of it that only you can get out of it.
Right.
And then it's a bigger picture than that. It's like, in society, it shows like, see, if we have hate and we have all that terrible animosity, and I'm talking about really hate, you know, what happens is that we finish nothing. People suffer all the time. And we do nothing. So in order, and here it is, you have to remember, I mean, my daughter was tortured. She was mutilated. And I'm the one that saw her, you know, when she was leaving, and it was very quick, you know, I'll be right back.
Right.
And while in a few minutes, she's being tortured in a few minutes. And,
that's right.
I mean, just think how mind-boggling that is. and 7-year-old that knew nothing about anything of badness. And so just what I say is that, you know, I understand very bad things.
Mm-hmm.
And I understand that we all have, you know, like bad things to go through. But this is like different. And there was like the person that was on tour that day, the day that Joan was killed. He came to the house and he was just starting out. He was about like 23, 24. And he said, and I remember going into the car. I had questions.
Mm-hmm.
And he says, people don't usually go into the policeman's car. I just open the door. I want to go ask him.
Right.
And then I went in, and he says, you know, he remembered all that, and he was one of the speakers at the vigil. And he was just talking and saying that it was like so terrible to see what happened to Joan. And he was in the Vietnam War, and he was like a homicide person, but worked with the prosecutor's office. He said, of all my experiences, he said, I was on the front line, and I survived the
Right.
Vietnam War.
Yeah.
He said, being on the front line like that, and what happened to Joan, even, like, to say, you know, there can be nothing like it. So I'm just telling you that I could have had such hate, and then be so, and have every almost right for it, you know, like, or such, just say, oh, you know, oh, your problems are nothing, like that, and so forth. No, you know, but because if you don't go into the hate and all that stuff, what happens is then you have room, you know, for for like the things that, and it's not easy.
No. How long did it take?
No, you have room for compassion for others.
Yeah.
It's not just about you. So this story is for everybody. It's about everybody. And I wish I could go to Washington and speak to those people there and just do something, because I know with Joan, I mean, like somebody somebody said, you know, I feel that Joan comes to Rosemarie during the night and says, you know, Mommy, I'm sorry, I had to leave. But you know, Mommy, you know, we're doing good, Mommy, we're doing good.
Right,
so it was very good to hear that person told me that. And this was the chief of police in 73. And he spoke at the fest on the video. So I'm just saying to you that, you know, it's like, oh, the whole thing is so many things that I can touch on it, so many. So I just want to know, like for instance, one of the significant letters is about the students and how they saw signs and nobody was listening to them or paying attention.
Right, because I just want to say he was a teacher. The killer was a teacher. Just for anybody that doesn't know in the chat, I'm just letting them know. So yeah, you're saying his students saw signs?
We have in here, in one of the significant letters, that's like a lot of students tell you how they felt at that time, how they were ignored, how they were pushed away, how they didn't even have an assembly. They went back after Easter, and the bottom line was, don't talk about it. We don't talk about it. I have these kids. This one lady said to me, I never talked about this in my life until you started doing your work. Like 5 years ago when you were trying to get to the students.
Mm-hmm.
And I never spoke about it. Never.
Hmm.
Never. No.
Now,
So you know, you have to have hope.
what were some of the signs the kids saw?
they saw that he was very, sometimes like too much with the girls.
Uh-huh.
Like if they had a short skirt on, he would comment on it. They saw that if there was a girl that wasn't as pretty, he wasn't as nice with her. And the boys, and some of them thought, the boys thought that he was pretty good. There wasn't that much about him that they saw, you know?
Right.
He was doing, what, John, what? Yeah. John, why don't you come and talk, hon? Yeah. This is John.
Hi, John. Come on, John.
Joan's youngest brother.
Hi, John.
I was remembering that they were intimidated by him, or that there were outbursts when he would point their finger at him.
Yeah.
It was the story of certain outbursts, and like how he would loom over them, and sort of the way he would speak to them and make them feel very like nothing, or they were very scared. And there was other stories about he had a teenage girlfriend at one point, and newly graduated. A lot of strange story about.
What about the?
How about going through the neighborhood, scanning, like he could follow people home? And how about the phone calls?
Phone calls.
There were these phone calls that they never proved that it was him, but different mothers would get calls that they had. He saying, "Oh, I have your daughter. You know, I kidnapped your daughter. She's with me."
Wow.
And then he didn't have her. Like, but he would describe the man. They thought we found this years.
And they think it was him?
I mean,
the girls, they did know. They
but
did.
They never. It was never. Proved.
But he didn't have them. He was just getting a thrill from telling the mother.
No,
Maybe.
Yeah. He didn't have them.
But nobody ever really looked into it.
Yeah, it wasn't.
And I remember with the school. I talk about the school. This was a school, Tappan High School, and it's in Tappan. And how, even when we would have like different events, and how they were not there to even sometimes take my phone call. They wanted, it was like they wanted nothing to do with this case, because it was like they felt it was like a dark mark on their school. But they weren't taking it. They weren't thinking of the children.
Right.
They weren't thinking of parents, but they were thinking of like losing face.
Yeah.
Face. And I'm not worried about saying that, And you'll see there's, like one of the significant letters. And then there was one, the Girl Scouts after Joan. Oh my gosh, there's so much there. Oh my. They didn't want to lose face in what they did.
Right,
And Joan didn't hardly existed. Except I didn't exist hardly. I got a card and that was it. And they didn't even tell me that I could get like $2,000 or so from the insurance, because if a child, something happened to them, like on premises with the Girl Scout. And I found out a year later from one of her classmates' fathers, who was a lawyer, that told me, you have this right. The Girl Scouts never told me.
Wow.
So you have to deal with a lot of things. A lot of things that could make you very, very.
And how long did it take you to get to the point where you could forgive him?
You'll see what I with the forgiveness. It's not like that. You'll see
in the book.
Something you'll see what forgiveness means to me.
Okay.
Right? It's not that way.
No.
It's not like that. No. It's more almost spiritual. Yeah. But definitely, there's no animosity, hate, nothing like that. There's nothing. I wasn't hovering saying, oh, I hope this and that. No, I'm going to fight with justice, and we're going to try to prevent more crimes, and that's why I did what I did with the laws.
But in the very beginning, weren't you
You know, at the beginning, I used to wonder, gee, how could this happen? I mean, there is God. I believe in God. You
Right.
know. So for a very short time, though, so short, and I knew, like, since I was lucky, and my grandmother helped me too with the faith. I had a good faith. I didn't question it. That was faith. I didn't question it. So I knew that, you know, this is what happened, and I didn't blame God or anything. And then I just, my God was my psychiatrist. I never did go for that, you know, counseling. They didn't even have that at that time. Even if you knew about it, and you could have gone, but I was, it wasn't in your head. And but it was like, what I used to do was, you know, everybody, this is very important to me, and maybe you could see it too. She died on Holy Thursday, the day of the Last Supper.
Right.
She was found on Easter, the day of hope and life and rebirth.
Yeah.
Now, in the Catholic Church, those are two very important dates, but a lot of people know about Easter, you know, rebirth and, you know, hope and, you know, new life. And then what happened was, the day that the killer died, which was in 21, I didn't know it, but I didn't know he died that day. I found out 3 days later after that. But on that day, one of my friends was at the site where Joan's body was put in the mountains. And he was cleaning up with his friend. And they were there, and he's like a person that works with like excavation machines and so forth.
Right.
And he walked like 12 feet from where Joan was put, and there was this rock, this point sticking out, and it was moving. And he couldn't leave it alone. He took it out, and I have it right here because I'm in the foundation room now.
Right.
It's right there. The rock is heart-shaped rock.
Wow.
And it was found at about 4. Okay, Joan's gonna hold it. This happened. Okay, there it is, everybody. There's the heart-shaped rock.
Wow.
And you
I
see
can't see the point. I don't want to hit the head with it.
right here.
Yeah. Yep.
And you could see the discoloring. This has been there for thousands of years. I'm going to try to get a geologist to look at that to see how old that is. And that point that was sticking out. I mean, it was there when Joan's body was put.
Yeah.
And that was 12 feet away. And then it came out of a boulder, a hole in a boulder. And the hole is still there. You know, it means, but anyway, this was like the killer died during the night.
Right.
And this was found at about like 4 o'clock in the afternoon. On the same day, everyone. On the same day. Okay, just think about that.
Right. Yeah.
Think what Joan's telling us. You know? So, you know, it's all very hopeful. Whatever Joan is telling you, whatever you see from it. You know?
Right.
And
Yeah.
even if you don't see from it, and you see very black and white or very technical, it's a coincidence. Just think
It's
about
amazing.
right?
Yeah.
Right?
That's Evie. Evie's lost a daughter. She's lost a daughter too, Evie. That's who just
I'm
said that.
very
Yeah.
sorry about your loss, and I'm so happy that you're taking up the foundation and keeping her alive that way.
Yeah. And
I
you,
want to buy the book too.
Well, you know what? Yeah, what is your daughter's name?
Jamie,
Jamie?
Jamie Lynn. She was
Great.
24 when she died.
And then, do you see signs? Do you have signs?
I one time at the cemetery, I did. When I was walking up, there was a bunch of crows in a tree, and they were just going crazy, making noises. And I was like, "Oh my goodness!" And I kept walking down the aisle to where my daughter is, and one of those spinning things that you have on a stick, those windmill things,
Yes.
it spun right off of that. I wasn't even close to it, and it stopped right in front of me. And I thought, that's a sign if I ever seen one.
Beautiful. Beautiful. So you had to feel very happy, right?
Yeah, I did. I knew that was special.
Did you pick it up? You keep it?
I didn't. I didn't because it was on someone else's grave, and it just flew
Oh.
right to me.
You put it back?
I left it there, and I just walked around it, and I was just like, okay, I get the hint. But the reason the crows were all going crazy was because some people, they leave food at the grave, the Samoan people or
Oh,
whatever.
really? Oh, really?
Yeah, they'll fix a dinner and bring it out there every day, and the birds were going crazy over that. There was a piece of cake they were eating.
Really? And where is the cemetery?
It's in Long Beach. It's in Long Beach at Forest Lawn,
California.
California. Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Where are you at?
I'm in Hillsdale, New Jersey,
Okay.
and we're about 10 minutes, maybe 12 minutes away from New York State.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So we're high. We're up.
Uh-huh.
We're up there. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm still in the same house. And what's your first name?
Evie. Evie. Yeah.
Evelyn. Evie. Evelyn.
Evie. Yeah. We're still in the same house. Right now, the foundation room I'm in right now
Mm-hmm.
is every single one of my 5 children has slept in this room.
Oh.
And where I'm sitting, the chair is where the Joan's bed was. I'm sitting in that place.
Yeah.
So, because we have like the mission on one wall, and then remembering Joan on one wall, you see? And then we have different pictures. Here, see, John, you're going to show them? You're going to show them? John's going to show you.
Oh, very nice.
Now he's going to show you the remembering wall.
Uh-huh.
Just a little brownie.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all. She lost her life in service.
Mm-hmm.
And here's a mission, see?
I can't
The
see
laws, all the laws.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
All the stuff the foundation has done. Yeah.
Now, on Saturday, we will be going seeing the children at pet therapy because we give one of the things we do is give pet therapy to the children that are very abused. And we'll be doing that Saturday. But they do it a lot,
They say everything happens for a reason, and that really never fit until I'm thinking about it right now.
You know what?
You are preventing so much from happening to other people.
I don't know about the reason. I don't know.
They say you don't see the full picture. I can't see the full picture, but what you're doing is
I see the full picture. The full picture is for society.
right.
It's not whatever I do. It's not like dwelling, nothing at all like that.
Yeah, but you had laws changed.
I get I say this is hard work. I says
Yeah.
because I do have like I have like autoimmune with the you'll see we talk about that too because that made everything harder, but still it made me persevere.
Yeah, more determined.
I learned how not to give up, but it's like has to do with weakness. It has to do with tiredness, and that's what it has to do with. But so that makes it harder. That makes it hard because I have to deal with that, and that I've dealt with since I've been in college, and you'll see about that. Maybe somebody has it. They don't even know what they have because it took 8 years for them to figure out what I had, and that could help them, and then they could even get in touch with me or something, things like that. But you know what? Though really, because I'm free of all that kind of junky feelings, I'm not saying that I don't feel anger sometimes, I don't feel hate sometimes, but it just comes and goes, like it goes away. or else, I don't get like frustrated, or I don't get like, but then, okay, no, yeah, let's go, let's go. But like that,
Yeah, and he died.
Yeah, he died in 21. He lived for 46 years in the prison.
That's good for him. That's where he needed to be.
Yeah, but
So I could imagine the relief.
but you should see the things they had though in the prison.
I know
The
it.
things. Oh my gosh. But the relief, it was good because see everybody, then I could start doing something.
Yeah.
Right? But first I thought we would just do the letters, and it would be a book about just letters to go to the investigators. And then what happened was, I woke up one morning and I was enlightened, and I said, no, this book has to be about good and good, not just darkness and light.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how that started. That only started, I started writing the book at the beginning of 2022. So,
So you wrote every word in that book?
Yes.
That's your writing?
Yeah.
That's like a lifetime of writing it.
Well, no, there's the letters though, Evie.
Oh, right.
Yeah, the letters are in there too.
Oh, the letters. Yeah.
But still.
Mm-hmm,
But
yeah.
I never wrote. No, I never wrote. But I do like. I like speaking.
Uh-huh.
So I like. With my thoughts, I like speaking. So that helps with the writing. But writing's hard work. Oh my God. You want to think, you want something, you want to write something, nothing's coming out. And then it's coming out 4 o'clock in the morning.
Right. How did you do that too? You write in your head, and it's all in your head, right? While you're driving or you're doing something, and then you're writing books in your head, but they're not on the paper, right? And you got to put them on the paper. Yeah.
Or else it just doesn't come.
Right. Yeah.
You're writing it. You sound like a
Thank you,
two-year-old. The way you're writing it.
Yeah.
Right.
And but see, this is the whole thing. See, that's
That's a huge book. I didn't get that from the little picture. I thought, okay, it's a book. I didn't realize it was that big. Wow, that's like an encyclopedia.
So many letters. So many letters. It's like, So now I want to see about getting it into a bookstore, but in the bookstore, you have to have 50 people that say they want to go, and they're going to buy it. So like the cart is in front of the horse.
Oh,
So
really?
Even
Even on Amazon? Like?
The book is on Amazon.
Oh, it is on Amazon. Okay.
But it's more expensive. It's more expensive.
So we should buy it right from your website, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You could save, even if you're paying $10 for the shipping, you're still saving $20. And $20 you could buy yourself, get yourself 2 sandwiches. Well, at a good place. Now that the sandwiches went up $13, but still.
Well, you could get a lot of people on here to buy the book, I'm sure.
Yeah, I know they want to. I definitely, and she'll, like I said, she'll sign them for you. And
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if John wants to say anything, because John is really good at explaining things too. John, do you have anything? Here.
You tell the
Yeah, you do.
you tell the story about the pen pal. What we then found out about the man who gave us the pen pal letters.
No.
So what we found out was years later, after this guy gave us the letters, like he said he was the son of the pen pal,
Mm-hmm.
and he came across them. Then I saw a story on the news about a Pennsylvania man, Poland, who was arrested or something. I clicked on it. It turned out he was in around 2012. He sent stalking letters to like 50 young girls.
Wait,
And
the
he was
son
kind
of
of-
the son of the
son-
woman is
Yeah, the son of the woman who this guy gave us the letters. I mean, he seemed like a little bit of a weird guy anyway.
Okay.
And he seemed a little bit.
Just
A little bit.
a little bit.
Okay. And then, of But we found out he was this kind of pedophile that was stalking these girls for years. And
Oh
sent
my
them-
gosh.
mailed them these packets, all like, yeah, we love them, all of this private information, arrest, and then the cops found out where he was, and stormed his place, and there was a barricade and standoff, and he killed himself when they went to arrest him.
When did that happen?
This must you can look it up. Poland,
Polin.
Pennsylvania. I think it was 2012, 13.
Oh, like
Yeah.
so around 5 years after he gave you those
But
letters,
he,
yeah.
yeah, I mean, you can imagine this guy, how he grew up, I don't know, because like this lady was when she started writing him, you know, she had two young, she was married and then the two young boys. I don't know what happened.
No babies. Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know. And she apparently when she died, she had all this. She was like a hoarder, and you could see some of the craziness of her life. You can't from the letters back to him. She's like he's telling her to run away. This and I mean, there's a lot of you can't tell it all because we don't have her letters, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
But you can tell a lot about the craziness in her life, and that's what you probably grew up around. I don't know.
She was even in prison at one time.
Yeah,
Oh, she was, yeah.
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 we don't know. But then I remember he was.
It
he
seems
was,
that way.
he-
We don't have black and
when
white.
he-
Right,
Yeah.
right, yeah.
He wrote a
Allegedly.
screenplay about teenager girls or something that he was going to show you, and you sort of pushed it aside,
I like
and then
it.
it never came up.
I don't like it. This is why is he writing a screenplay
So that's another layer of mystery
about this age?
teenage girls.
Just something about it wasn't right. But with
Yeah.
the letters, you know,
Yeah, at least he gave us these letters.
I didn't think anything bad.
Right.
Well, what? But he brought so many slippers, and he brought all these
Oh, the
kids.
order, yeah, because he donated them to the art sale. all
The
that
art
stuff.
Oh.
So he can't, when we first met him, he had the,
You had a bunch of
Yeah,
slippers?
The whole car was full.
he laid it all on the side. But back then we had very huge yard sales, and it would be,
Yeah.
that we had a big tent in the yard. We just had our last yard sale last.
You're not going to do it anymore? You're not going to do the yard
No,
sale?
actually, there's a lot
17
of work.
years we've had it.
Maybe we
And
do.
what's happening now is
No,
we're
maybe
in
we're-
another area now because we have the book, you know,
Right.
and then the documentary, and then we.
Oh, yeah.
still-
Tell them about the documentary because they
And
didn't
a
hear
lot
the
of people are
documentary.
you know, people want, you know, I help people like advice,
Yeah.
listening to. So there's even more.
Right. And the documentary, Rosemary was saying that it's going to be shown in the Hamptons, right? And when is that?
December 3rd.
December 3rd.
Making,
It's going to 5 years in the making almost.
lady
And-
came to us.
And this is Vanessa Martino. And it's going to be called The Daughter of Mine. And it's going to be 33 minutes.
Oh.
And the time that they show it, that's on like December 3rd, there'll be 4 films, short films being shown. And it looks like Joan's is the last one, the 4th.
Yeah, because that's like something, that's how we found each other, right? Because I was telling everybody we were doing all these true crimes. I said, did you ever hear about, Joan D'Alessandro, the little Girl Scout? And everybody's like, no, they heard about some other Girl Scout murder. I said, no, that's not the one, And so I made that little video that just told about Joan's story. And then I guess John saw it and told you, and then you sent me an email. And you said, oh, I see you did a video about my daughter. It was very nice. I would like to come on and talk to you. And then we spoke, and that was in, when was that?
When? What
You
year?
and I, it was 2020.
That's all it was?
Yeah, I know, right?
I
Yeah.
think it was before that. It was
I made the video in 2019, but you saw it and sent me the email like at the
Oh.
beginning of 2020. You wrote to me.
Oh, so it wasn't COVID yet.
No, we were just going into it. And then I said, oh my gosh, I couldn't believe that I heard from you. And then you said, yeah, my son said it's a very nice video you made. And I wrote you back. And then somehow we came together, and then we did those 2 videos where we talked a lot about the whole, everything that happened and Joan's life. And and everything. And then, we've been in touch ever since. And John's always like, on Facebook. And so he says, I'm so glad you're such an inspiration to me, to so many others. If you see in the chat, I'm blessed to have met you, and that you've, just blessed through all of everything,
Oh, yeah.
And I know, yeah.
Thank you, for, giving us this opportunity.
Oh, yeah, it's my pleasure.
And yeah. Because remember, I love what the chief of police said on the video at the fest. He said, it was like Joan was there, and she says, we're doing good, Mom. We're doing good. So it's almost like not just a thank you from me, it's from Joan too.
Yeah.
That you give us the opportunity, and then all of you that are on, and and so many of you have gone through so much, and just to be here, and and you're listening to what I'm sharing. I just hope that it could, you could feel like we could feel united together.
Oh yeah, I think you do. I think you even came on a grief panel. I think we had about grief, and I think that's one thing. Maybe you will come on, maybe soon, because with going into the holidays, a lot of people who have especially lost children are, suffering with a lot of grief.
Yeah, I think one of the things I do is grief.
Yeah.
Grief. But as you see, it won't be just you don't grieve, or you.
Right.
It flows. It flows.
Yeah, and you never know. Yeah, when.
And you can't you see, it's very important for all of us, as people, that we feel like we're acknowledged, no matter, and with grief, you really need the acknowledgement. You need to know someone really is there with you, and so much of that isn't there, and that's why people have to suffer more and go through more, and some don't make it. You see, and then they go into drugs and they go into drinking, and so that's why when I talk, I'm thinking of all these areas of society. And I like it now that we are connecting together, all of you that are here.
Yeah.
And we are connecting. And this is the way we're going to make, life better, life more fun, life more fulfilling. Doesn't mean that it's easy. It'll be hard. But but still, there's all those other benefits.
Mm-hmm.
But life could still be hard, and you don't have all those other benefits, right?
Right. Yeah.
So I'm just saying, I really like talking to all of you.
Yeah. No, I love having you. Yeah. It's.
And I don't know if you have any questions.
Does anybody? Yeah. If anybody has any questions.
Abby, you tell me about your child. Jamie Lynn. It's a very pretty name, and
Thank you.
It's it's something that makes you dealing with it makes you a better person.
I see that you're a very beautiful person, and I love the way you talk, and you I don't know, you like Sandra Ruzak. I think of her as so graceful. She handled it with such grace, because she didn't let her mind just explode, not outside, so where she showed everybody. She kept it very, very graceful, and I respect her so much for that.
How is she doing?
She's doing good. She keeps very busy. She just knit a blanket for this 91-year-old woman. She posted a picture, and she's like, she loves it. And she looks great for a 91. I would never think she was 91, but she was holding it. And Sandy said she's going to take that when she goes to meet God.
Oh.
So that's Sandy always doing stuff like that. Yeah. But she keeps busy. She cooks for people. Like, she takes care of her older neighbors, and she's always like that. Always doing busy, 100 miles an hour, busy. So, Yeah, but like you were blessed in a way too, like that you didn't. A lot of the people that who share their loss or their cases on here, like Sandy, they get bullied. Like she had a cooking channel, she loved it, okay, but then people start bullying you, like the people for the killer, and that's what happens now. Or they say terrible things about her daughter or terrible things about her grandkids even that were murdered. I mean, like, you just can't believe how evil some people can be. It's just crazy. And so I say, don't let that, just go on, on. But it seems like, okay, then if you say, I'll write a book, then you know that everything you write in that book is going to be torn apart. They're going to pick apart every piece. And then these people go on. And so it's like, you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't.
No,
No?
No. You just do what you believe in. And
Yeah.
all those other things, she'll have a lot of good things to write. And all those other things, I mean, they could happen. I mean, with me, it happened in my people that I thought the most I trusted, my family.
Mm-hmm.
And you will see in the book. But still, that doesn't stop what you believe in.
Right.
If you believe in a bigger picture. It's
Right.
not just yourself. And I don't think Sandy is thinking just of herself. I
Right.
know that it's not.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You have to think that no, you make it work. You're going to do. You're going to go. The bad is not going to win. It's going to be the good, and how you do it is lots of different ways.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
One of the ways could be going for justice. One is the way you don't have hate. One is the way is how you live. One of the ways could be compassion.
Yeah.
Who is that?
I don't know. Is that?
I'm sorry, my son was leaving.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
I was trying to.
Yeah, I didn't know who that was. Okay. It's Debbie's
You
son
have a
leaving.
son too?
Yeah, she has two sons. Yep.
Yeah.
Two granddaughters, two little granddaughters. Yeah.
Yeah, they just recently moved back home. The one son and his wife and their two kids, and she's one of them's 3, one of them's 6. So that keeps you busy.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. But
I don't
yeah.
know if anybody has any questions.
Yeah. Let's see. Anybody have any questions? You can. Let me see if you can write them in the chat. Everybody's saying great things about you. That you're very strong, and they remember you, and white butterflies all around. Let's see, what else are they saying?
We didn't talk about white butterflies.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we sent her a white butterfly that one time
Mm-hmm.
when we first heard about you.
Yep. Let's see here.
I'm glad I finally got to meet you.
Oh, Evie, yeah.
Let's see. Everybody's just saying really positive things to you. This is brilliant. They're getting your book. Let's see. So let's see if anybody has any questions. Anybody on the panel have any questions? You've been down the road. You know how she feels. Yeah. There's a lot of people that have come
Has your
here
son died?
that have had loss. Sometimes it just brings up. It's just like a lot of people together that have loss. And have a similar loss of a child. A lot of.
Try to be there for each other when it happens to somebody else,
Yeah.
because we have felt that.
And then if you feel like if you're by yourself, and you have these certain thoughts, sometimes like that's when you want to keep, like sometimes you want to feel the stillness,
Mm-hmm.
because then in the stillness, then you could hear, maybe you could hear God telling you something, or maybe you could hear like your child telling you something, or it could just be nature telling you something that's
Yeah.
very beautiful, or you could feel very sad when you're by yourself.
Yeah.
So sometimes, like with the book, you have a book, and there's a certain thing in the book that gives you some strength. And I don't
Right.
know if this book will do it, you know.
I bet it will. You're
I
very,
hope it. I hope it will,
yeah,
and then just think, just feel that that would say, oh, okay, Rosemary, do you feel? Are you there? Are you there? I'm alone. I feel alone. So I'll say, okay, gee, what's going on now? No, the thing is that my spirit will be there.
yeah,
Just my feelings,
Right. Yeah.
because I don't like it that you have to go through what you go through and what you went through, honey, Caroline.
yeah. I'm
And,
sending you a
I
big
mean,
hug right
and
now.
they, I feel for you. It's hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, I really feel for you.
They're
You
just
know, both.
children. They were just children, innocent
Yes.
children. That's the part that hurts so bad.
And now, with the war, so many innocent children,
Oh, yeah.
that. And I mean, so what do you do? We can't give up, and
Yeah,
we have to find different solutions. And sometimes I think that these people, because they're focusing so much, because I remember working with politicians and like sponsors and all, they're very focused. And it's always like somebody needs to focus them. So, that's where, like, say someone like myself would come and focus them and say, well, when are we going to put this on the floor? When are we going to do this and that? So, and that's the way it worked to get laws through. And I'm thinking now, over there in Washington, you never hear them talking about like people like us, people in different fields that are the people like almost like the workers.
right.
People don't have to be in all these glorious jobs making a lot of money. I'm not putting the money down, but it doesn't have to be always that. People that have experienced certain things and have gotten wise from it. And you never see a forum of those people on a certain subject. You
Right.
see? And that's what I think is missing. They're missing that part. And it's not sometimes they're doing it purposely. It's like their head is so focused here, there, that you have to make them think about it. So,
Yeah.
So, who knows now with the documentary, maybe it'll open up something like that.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And
That in the book. Yeah.
We know, like going through what we have gone through, that, it takes problem solving, it takes like figuring out, okay, this didn't work, let me see, what do I do next? What was good about that worked? Okay, I'm not going to, I know I'm feeling sad now, but I know that this is not going to help, say, my other child, or it's not going to help, anybody. We go through, so you just do problem solving and experience. You're not afraid to go through it.
right.
Yeah.
That's what I think that we have to
My
talk
counselor suggested I gave myself a half an hour every day that my other children were awake to cry, to go in the room and cry, and then turn it off, and then take care of my kids and try to do life again. And then when you go to bed, you could do whatever. If you wanted to cry yourself to sleep, that was okay, but try not to do that around your children because it makes them so sad then,
Well, if you do it around children, uh, you know,
Yeah, so I would
it's good that you didn't do that. I didn't do that. But some people, they just, they go so much.
yeah, yeah.
And they get very, it's a mental problem too.
Yeah.
But it's.
I literally made videos of all her pictures. I'd put them on there and I'd change the song and I would just sit in front of the computer and I would just cry until I couldn't cry anymore. But it sounds weird. I was enjoying seeing her and going back like that. But also it's important to cry. It's important to let that out. And I think that was one of my first steps was to cry myself dry
But sometimes I think, depending upon the counselor you get, you have to get really a good counselor that understands, and
Yeah.
not just all theoretical. Because if they're too theoretical, they're really not going to understand what you really need.
Yeah, what you're really going through.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have anything else? What?
Anything you can say?
Yeah.
I
What?
don't know.
I hear you going back and forth.
Yeah, so yeah, there's a lot of those aspects to the book. I don't know if you were talking about something else right now.
No, it doesn't matter.
I'm sort of changing the subject.
No,
But I think like in the parallel story, it's sort of like, from my perspective, it's like, what is it like for the life, like after this murder? What was it? What happened to the murderer, or what happened to the victim's family? So it tells that parallel story. Who is the murderer? And it's in some ways it's revealed gradually, but there's other letters that are more dramatic. And then, like, how does that person continue living, and how does the victim continue living, the victim's family? And over time, and it shows this over 34 years, so it's pretty, there's so many aspects to, and then with the parole fight, and then his
Right.
letter, he's maneuvering to get out, he's with this lawyer, and with this, and then meantime, my mother's getting the law to get to sue him, so he won't have the money to get a lawyer. So it's like these two parallel things are happening, and then she jumps into some other things that happen in the future. She goes into topics like that are now. But I think there's and then it's the law. And how did she get into legislation, not knowing anything about it?
Right. Yeah.
And then their illness, and then there's a, and then when she had more illness during the 90s, and then she's still working on it, and how did she deal with this? And then you can see the moments of despair into the moments of more accomplishment, and it's all in there, not in a pretty easily way to consume, because each letter is like a little. Somebody said each letter is like a little mini. It's like a little mini story that you could it makes it easy. Like it's 800 pages, but the letters take up are big.
Right.
It's not
right. And
rough
I'm gonna
word.
put
It's
the
not
link,
all
let me see.
filled with words between
Yeah.
the letter pictures.
Joan.
That
So
is-
it's Joan's
They-
Joy is where we're gonna go to. I'm just gonna put
Yeah,
that in again.
jonesjoy.org has a
.org,
link
right.
if you want to do Venmo or you want to order a credit card. There's two different links.
Okay. So if you go right, oh yeah, it's right on here on the main side. I'll just drop this in again.
Yeah, let's see.
And do you still do your the thing you did on Sundays? And I know I haven't been in a long time, but I
Oh, yeah.
wanted to start going.
Once a month.
I do, yes.
You still
Once
do
a
that
month.
Yeah.
because
It used to be a week during COVID, and now it's once a month or so.
it's once a month.
Yeah, once
Yeah.
a month.
And
Right.
is it okay if I invite some of the people?
Sure.
Oh, no, that would be great.
Yeah, we want to reinvigorate it a bit.
Okay, all right, yeah. So tell them about it a little bit. What you do then on Sunday, on once a month.
Okay, prayer and spirituality. I started with the COVID time, so we used to have once a week. And what we would do is, it didn't matter even what religion you have, even if you don't have religion, it doesn't matter. So it was,
It's like a Zoom call.
it was on Zoom, and what we would do is like we'd pick a virtue, and have these virtue cards.
Mm-hmm.
And for instance, like last Sunday we had prayerfulness. That was the virtue. So you take the virtue prayerfulness, and the card has lots of. It's a card that you read, and then it gives you certain points about it and what it really means. And it's interesting because it's more than you think what prayerfulness means. And then what happens is the person.
Oh, sorry. Hold on. I had to open my video to put the link in the thing played. Sorry. Go ahead. You're
Go
good.
ahead.
The person says, like, say with me, I'll do like one decade of the rosary, because a lady in Fatima said, pray for world peace, saying the rosary.
Mm-hmm.
So that'll always be my prayer. And then I'll talk about what prayerfulness, like an example in my life, or talk about what it means or something like that. So each person picks a little prayer, and then they talk about like that virtue. They saw something in their life that reminded them of it, or how it helps them, or how a person that they see praying, how it helps them. So the virtues are like all kinds. Accountability, self-confidence is a virtue, assertion is a virtue. It's very interesting. It's not just like prayerfulness. That was very, more common one.
Right. Right.
Yeah,
So
we
yeah.
do
So
that. Now we do it once a month.
Yeah. So next time you send me. So when is the next one? So that would. What is it?
I don't have like anything.
It's not really set.
I don't have like second or third.
All right. Well,
one.
just let me know,
Yeah.
John, and then I can invite.
You'll get an email the Saturday before you do it.
I know, but this Saturday, yeah, usually it comes it's like, oh, it's tomorrow. If we had a few days advance
It'll
notice.
probably be, let's see, it'll probably be more like after Thanksgiving. So that would be
Okay.
like that last.
Okay.
I'll try to send it. I'll try to give you a little more notice.
Yeah, just
But
a
we-
little. Yeah, just until people get into it, because I think there'd be a few people that would like to go at least.
Try to give
And
you
then
more
we could
notice.
talk about,
We can talk about anything really.
Then
There's
you
some
can-
free talk.
then you could talk about like things that,
Anything that's going on, people talk about
like,
that they want to pray
whatever,
about.
be creative with it.
Yeah, it's pretty
We could
loose.
be creative.
The first part's the
Mm.
Yeah, I think it'd be good. I think a lot of people, especially around this time of the year too, and it's. I think it's a good thing.
Carolyn, how are you? Good?
Yeah, I'm good. Yeah, a little bit. Like I don't know, this time of the year. That's what I'm saying. Like grief is like bad this time. It's bad this time of the year. Some say good days and bad days. Yeah, it's just sometimes. It just hit. Yeah, it's just the way grief is. Sometimes something
Like you
hits
said,
you like.
it just comes and goes.
Just like with different, even like around the holidays, like certain things that you might have made, like a certain cookie or something. Just like there's like certain things that hit you that you don't know, like, you know what I mean? So it's,
Yeah, not easy.
no. And then, yeah.
But, I mean, it shows that you really, and I think the person that is like in another life now,
Mm-hmm.
and they like it that, they're feeling a little bit sad too, because they say, oh, they're missing me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
you make a joke out of it.
Yeah.
They're
Absolutely.
missing me. Look at that. See? Oh, look at that.
Yeah. Yeah, but I mean, but then it's like the one thing, like with this community, and I do like believe that it brings people together. Like it brought me to you, to Sandra, like to so many people that have had loss, and then people came like Evie and everybody that had lost. Like she had a loss of her daughter before, and then I lost my son, and then she was there for me, and it's. I believe that was all. That's not a coincidence. You know what I mean? That's the
What
way.
helps you?
What?
Helps you when you're feeling sad? What helps you?
What helps me? Well, just I mean, I can't imagine not having. Like somebody told me that recently. Some woman, I met a woman. I went, believe it or not, I went to this antique place, right? And I went in there, and she said to me, and it was in my town. So, but we had never met each other. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, and she was originally from the city and had moved up here. And she said, then we got to talking, and then she kind of found out where I was, and she said, you lost your son. She said, I know you lost your son. And I said, yes. And she said, I lost my only son. Her only son. And she said, and I didn't get to the city because he had a heart attack or something, and they called her, and she tried to get up from here to the city, which was about an hour and a half, 2 hours. She said, I didn't make it. And she said, I asked God, like why my only son, but she still had faith. And she said, but growing up, I didn't know anybody that lost their child. She said, I felt very alone. Like, I didn't know. My mother didn't lose her child. Like, I don't know anybody. And so that when she would meet people, like, she would say something. So I told her, like, how online, yeah, because sometimes if you're in your own little neighborhood or something, maybe no one has lost a child that you know or know personally that you talk to. But online, there's a lot of people that, I mean, at least I've come across that have lost a child. So it's
So then what helps you then is like to talk to someone.
to talk, to not to feel alone. I think it would be like 100,000 times worse if you sit there and you feel like you're all alone in this. Like nobody, you know what I'm saying? Like it's almost like
Yes.
you're being punished or something for, like
Yeah.
I did, I don't know, just
Yeah.
not having
You feel
anybody to
like-
talk
yeah,
to about it.
Yeah, so this way, like, I know what you mean, like you feel that, that it's not just being avoided, it's not just, you just, pretend it's not there, like your feelings aren't there, and
Right.
your feelings are being respected, in
And then,
memory.
and there's sometimes, like you probably had it, there's sometimes like certain friends, and I thankfully it hasn't happened that much to me, but certain friends I've heard it from other people, their friends don't want to be around them anymore because they're they're like a reminder of the worst thing that could happen to you.
Mhm.
And it's like they kind of pull back from them because they don't want that. Like I've heard a lot of that, of like
Oh, yeah.
people
Oh, yeah.
pulling away from somebody,
You'll see-
even
Yeah. You'll see that in the book,
yeah.
But so, does it help you if someone just surprises you, like with just like a little card or like some little trinket? Because that helps me.
Yeah, definitely.
Does it?
Yeah,
It does?
definitely. Yeah, anything like
I mean, does that help you too?
Yes, it does.
Okay.
It does.
yeah. Like there's just this silly thing. Like a woman, we go away to South Carolina, and this is a very spiritual place for me. Is the ocean, okay? And I pick up these shells of rosemary. I have to show you them. Some of them, I wish I brought them with me. They're like the Virgin Mary. Have you? The oysters down there, I swear to you, you might think I'm
Really?
crazy, but I am not crazy. They are like I wish I had mine right here. I don't have my angels.
And when you go to South Carolina?
Yeah, we go to South Carolina, and they every's gone to on the trip, right?
Yeah.
Aren't they like the
Yeah.
Virgin Mary and the angels?
Yes,
they
they're
come up, and you
beautiful.
can't even believe this.
I don't know what oyster shells look like.
Oh gosh, hold on. I've got to go. Every
Because we
talk,
don't have
I got to
oyster
show you. I have to show you. Hold on. Just wait. Give me 1 minute.
It's unbelievable. They look like Joseph and Mary and Jesus, and they're just so beautiful. They're probably 5 inches long.
Oh,
And
really?
they look like they have their gowns on, and some of them are like a rose color,
Ooh.
and they're just beautiful. And Carolyn's going to make a nativity scene out of her. Some of her, she has got so many seashells. I shipped mine home. It cost me I had shipped home 40 pounds of seashells from that beach.
From South Carolina?
Yeah, they said we could take as many as we wanted, and I took 40 pounds and I had them shipped home. But Carolyn took her whole van full. She hits the beach. That's her happy place. And it's a place for her to relax, and you can just see it, her ease on her face. She just relaxes, and she just has time to think, and she picks up seashells first thing in the morning till late at night. She just collected seashells, but she brought it to our attention. They're so beautiful. Wait till
They're long. They're long.
Yeah, and they're dresses, and they're scuffed up. Some of them are brown, some of them are red, but they have it's beautiful. Their faces are there and everything. And it's a personal thing, a spiritual thing to us, because it's like you found that one for a reason. They're very special. Whatever Carolyn does, she does it beautifully. She paints her seashells.
Mm.
She does a lot of good things with her shells.
You do too?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
try, but I'm not doing it very good like Carolyn. I make seashell people. Like I make like these girls walking the one seashells would make their legs out of it, and then the scallop shells we use for their skirt, and then I put hair on them. It's fun, and that's what we do to relax. That's what we do. We love to do that.
Where, and with your family?
With Carolyn online, we just do it
Oh,
online.
online.
Or I'll watch her do it, and then I'll attempt it. Like I've made things, but I don't show them I don't try to sell them. She sells some of hers, and she sells them good prices too.
Really? She
Yeah.
does?
Yeah.
She sells them on Etsy? Does she sell them on Etsy?
I don't know if she does, but I know someone's been telling her to get her own store on there, and because she has so many, and she lines them in gold. She puts a napkin, she decoupages on them, and then she'll put a trim with gold. And now she's decoupaging the other side of the shell as well. You can make.
So how do you get to her slate? What is it called?
Oh, we just do it. She'll show you right now, but
Okay.
she I don't know if she's on Poshmark or if she's on Etsy. I don't know.
All right, so I these are not
Here
my
she goes.
angels, but these are, okay, now you
Let me
tell
see.
me.
Let me see.
I'm going to tell you what you see when I, hold on, let it focus. It's got to focus.
That's it? Oh.
Do you, that's a shell. Now that kind of looks like Mary, but I have better, look at this one. Look at that.
Oh.
Do you see
Like
the
she has
figure?
veil.
Yes. The robe.
And
And
so you
it's
can see the
beautiful.
colors.
Oh, wow, it's big.
And you know what they do? They actually take the figures like this, they're shells. And so, somebody said I was lying, that I was making these out of clay, that these didn't come up on the beach like this, but they did. And I have ones with wings, okay? And I mean, I have so many of them, and I'm going to make a nativity with the shells, all of shells that look like the holy. I have the ones that look like the wise men, but I have these beautiful Mary. I have this one Mary I'm going to put in this one box, and I moved all my shells because my husband said I have so many, and I was rearranging them. But I'll have to send you pictures
I
because
was going to suggest that you do
these
that. 'cause
these
it's
are
not
like yeah, not even you see that?
Oh,
some of them
I
look
love-
like they're bent
You see
over,
how that
or
looks
they're
like
holding
Mary?
Jesus.
And I go like this, I can't leave Mary on the beach. And I have to, and there's the Jesus and there's the wise men. And then I just say, it's crazy, but it's a very spiritual place. And where was I going with that? And then when you said you found the heart-shaped rock, I have found heart-shaped shells. I have found butterfly-shaped shells. Like we found this one shell right here. We don't know what it is. Oh, and I know what I was telling you, the story of the angel wings. You said this, does it make me feel better? I'm going to show you something. There's a,
Which
there-
one makes you feel good?
well, here's what made me feel good. So the first trip we took over, one of
And where do
the,
you go? What beach do you go to?
Edisto Island.
Oh.
Edisto,
rent a
we
beach
get we
house.
get the same beach house, and it's a very beautiful house right on the ocean, right there. And so the first year we went, the one of the people that came away with us, and she's a woman that she sold everything in her life, and she got one of these vans, and she said, you know, she worked for an insurance company for a long time. She sold everything. She got one of these vans, and she said, I'm going to go around the world in the van. I'm going to do this. I want to do this. I want to do it. So she met us down there, met her for the first time, and she does all these wood carvings. And she came on the show, and she sold all of her wood carvings. She had to clear off a whole table. People bought them like crazy.
On your
And-
show?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
on the auction.
yeah. And then, so here's what happened. So then she meets us down there, and she was the sweetest lady, and we had such a great time. And she says to me, Carolyn, I found, see this, I have the one, it's on my son's urn, the one she gave me, because the one she gave me is pure white. It's an angel wing. You see that?
Let me see.
It's an,
It's
I
it's
don't
you
called,
see it.
have the other side.
it's
That's only
called
one
an-
side of the
I don't
angel
see
wing.
it.
it's called an angel wing. It's one side of the wing. You see how it looks like one
On
side
one
of it?
side of the wing.
You see the
Yeah,
one?
I could see it.
This
yeah.
is called an angel wing. Well, she had one in pure white, and I saw it, and I said, "Oh my gosh!" Because I hadn't had one, and then when we were leaving, she gave it to me, And so, like, when you say, does a little thing mean, like, a lot to you? Like,
Yeah.
yeah, that meant a lot
that
to
meant-
me.
that meant a lot.
I started crying. She started crying. And,
The one that you showed me of the Blessed Mother, oh my God.
oh, I've got, you think those are, I
Wait
just,
till you see
I
the
have
pictures.
so many. I have to, I mean, that are just so crazy. And you want to hear something really crazy? And Sharon will tell you, I found a shell the first year we went. We were standing at the island. My face was in the shell. You see how they have these on this side?
It's
There's
on the
like a
inside,
brown. Well,
Yes.
that was in the shape of my face. I showed it to everybody, and they said, "Carolyn, that's your face in the shell." And then we're saying, "Oh my gosh, this is crazy, right?" And I don't know if Sharon's here. She'll say, "It was my face in the shell," and I have that somewhere. It's just,
Oh,
I'll have to
God.
show you.
They
I'll have
get
to show you
bumped
if we come to
Oh,
those
God.
things on Sunday,
Are
on
you
next
gonna-
Sunday. I will
So
go.
do you sell any of your stuff?
Well, not. I sell some shells, but not these. You know what's so
No,
crazy?
the other stuff. Other
The
stuff?
other
Yes,
ones, I told
yeah.
you decoupage them.
Yeah, I do. I sell some. I decoupage them. I'm gonna make. I'm gonna make you
Where
a
do you
shell.
sell them?
Like
Where?
I
Where?
show on our show. Like, see, I make these are some
Oh,
that I
on
make
your
for
show.
Christmas.
Oh, look at that.
But I'm gonna send you. I'm
Let
gonna.
me see.
I'm gonna
Let
send
me
you.
see. Let me see.
That's Santa, and then on the other side there's the church. But these are just little ones that I do. You know.
Yes. Yes.
I make them into ornaments. They hang up. Here's butterflies. I'm gonna send you one. I have the bigger
that.
ones. I'll make you one and send you one. But yeah, I don't know. They're
And
just.
your magnolias.
You could tell me sometime.
Oh,
when
Jimmy,
you
can you
have
give me
some.
my magnolias? One of my oysters.
He
I'll show
has
you.
a
When you
ton.
have some that you sell, you can let me know.
Oh, okay. And I
Are we-
want to send it to you.
Are we having an auction tonight?
Yeah, we are having an auction tonight.
You could watch the auction tonight, and you'll be able to see the pictures of them better.
If
Two.
there's, we have lots, but I next time if when we go to the next, you say the spiritual thing you do, I'll be sure to get all of the angels and the ones that come up because you won't believe it. It's
Okay.
like crazy. But
Okay.
this is one other thing I'm
Let
going
me
to show
see
you.
the magnolia before. Then I'm going to get going.
I make the magnolias. These are all out of oyster shells. You see it? It looks like a magnolia.
Oh.
Isn't that beautiful? And it has the
Oh.
green leaf underneath
And
it.
that is all.
Those are
stuff.
all natural shells. And I
They
just
sell
put,
that for
the only thing I put is
$500.
the green, the green silk leaves. But they're all shells that I have found down in Edisto. And I'll
John,
tell you,
It's John.
it's,
Oh, you look with shells. Look at that.
the,
Magnolia.
yeah, I saw them in the gift shops down there and I was like, I can do that. In the gift shops down there, these are $100.
Wow.
Can you
What?
believe that? Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh.
And they make angels out of them. And I that's like the greatest therapy for me and spirituality that I'm there, where I feel very close to my son is walking on that beach and picking shells. That's like,
She must have, not kidding, she must have 300 pounds of shells. I have 40, she has 300 pounds.
yeah. But Evie was the
Picking
one.
them up
Evie
is-
was the one that found me because I would not even realize how far I walked. I was like maybe 8 miles or something. I don't know. And I was like, oh no, they're never going to come look for me. And then Evie came all the way and was like, Carolyn.
It was getting dark one night.
Yeah, because it was a long way. But
But I agree, that's the best therapy for me too, to be on
Yeah.
the beach and especially picking up the shells.
Where
yeah.
you are in California?
No,
when we
she
go to
goes. She
South
came down to
Carolina.
South Carolina. Yeah.
In California, we don't have shells anymore.
No. So
Very rarely.
what do you like in California that helps you?
Looking forward to going to vacation in June. I like staying connected to Carolyn because I can relate to her and I love her humor and she's great. She's gonna be famous someday. I say she does all kinds of things. I made a list one time of everything she does that she does good. I mean, does it all, everything. She's writing books. She's taking photos of these doll collections she has, and she's cooking and whatever she does it so good.
Carolyn, just share. Just keep on sharing.
Yeah, well, it was really nice to have you here, and then yeah, let me know on the Sundays, and then come back again. But we'll I put the link, and we'll definitely be ordering the book. I definitely will. I know, and I know Sharon wants one, Evie, and so yeah, definitely. Really appreciate you coming by. It's always a great time, and I'm gonna send you a shot. I thought I sent you. Yeah, so I'm gonna send you one, and thanks, John.
Yes, you better send one to John too.
Yes, yes, and maybe you come down to South Carolina this year and see us. All right, guys, take
Thank you.
care.
Thank you so
Bye.
much.
Thanks for
Nice to meet
coming.
you.
Bye,
Bye.
everybody.
Bye-bye.
And now for everybody at home, I guess I have to stay with me because I have to start the other auction, and then move us into
She is
that. So
Great.
isn't
She
she?
makes me feel as peaceful, just so peaceful.
Oh, I
You
know.
It's weird because all three of us had different deaths in our family, but we can still relate. We all know, like we're in that club.
Yep. Let's see here.
It's amazing. And I don't think it's by coincidence either.
No.
Like me and Sandra being like best friends, if it's terrible what had to happen for you guys to meet. And you guys lived in the same spot, didn't you?
New
at one
Jersey,
time?
yeah, from New Jersey. Well, a little bit different, but close enough,
Yeah.
Yep. Let's see. So we've got the auction. We'll do this. Let's do this. I don't know how many people you're going to sell, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and I know Margot. I don't know if how she was feeling. So let's see. So I'll do this for that, and then I gotta redirect everybody over. So let me go over here. Where's my live?
Oh yeah, I better get my camera set up. Last minute binky.
Yeah, well, I'm right there with you. All right, let's see. So everybody that's here, I'm going to redirect you over to the auction, to the sale. But that was nice having Rosemarie and John on.
Carolyn, I bought something for Jimmy, but I want to send it to you and you just give it to him. Or I don't even know if he has one already. I saw it on Temu. It's so cute. It's a microphone with a guitar. The microphone is the guy's head, and then he's standing there holding a guitar playing it.
Yeah, no, I don't think he has one of those.
Yeah.
Let me see here. Now, do a redirect? Hold on, let me just redirect this. Redirect to that. Okay. Save. All right, so I will redirect you guys, but thank you guys so much. And then don't forget jonesjoy.org that you can order the book. I'm going to be doing it a little later. And I guess we can ask, it'll, jonesjoy. Let's see, org. And, okay. Now, there we go. jonesjoy.org for the book. Okay. And I'll take us over to the auction. But thank you, everybody. And thank you, Rosemarie. Thank you, John. Thank you, everybody. God bless. Prayers. And we'll see you over there. That should take us over. Yep. And I might have to...